Today let's look at two things. We look at allomorphs and we will look at compound words. So what are allomorphs? When a morpheme, the same morpheme, has different sounds while pronouncing it. So the morpheme is the same, its grammatical function is the same, but the pronunciation is different. We call those different pronunciations of the same morpheme allomorphs. It's like one family with many members. Let's look at this with an example and the most common one. Let us look at the plural morpheme S. Now, when we use the plural morpheme after some words, the sound that we get to hear is sir, S, sir. Generally, in unvoiced, we did consonants which are voiced and unvoiced. In unvoiced consonants, when you add an S after them, the sound of that S is sir. Let us look at three of the most common unvoiced consonants, and we did that in an earlier video. It is P, T, K. Perturk. In Hindi it would be. In English it is P, T, K. So when a word ends in P, for instance, top, you add an S to it and the pronunciation will be tops, sir. Similarly, T, kite, kite. When you add an S to it, the plural morpheme, you pronounce it as kites, sir. And when the consonant with which the word ends is K, book, and you add a plural morpheme to it, S, the pronunciation is books, sir. So the plural morpheme is pronounced as S, sir, sir, in many words. Now let us look at consonants which are voiced. And the most common examples of those which we saw in that earlier video, they are B, D, G. B, D, G in Hindi, B, D, G in English. So when a word ends, that consonant B, bib, bib, bibs, Z, ribs, ribs. So although the plural morpheme here too is the same S and it has the same grammatical function, it is making that noun plural, but the sound is becoming different. It is becoming Z. And this is happening in the case of the voiced consonants, and we are taking just 3 as examples. So we saw B. Let us see D. Words which end in D. Kid, K-I-D, kid. Kids, kid, kids. We don't add Z, we are adding S. But we are pronouncing that S as Z. Goods, goods, mal, goods, Goods. You're adding the plural morpheme S, but you're pronouncing it as Z, Z. So also G, dogs, Z, bags, Z. So the plural morpheme S is pronounced as S, or in some cases it is Z, Z. And now let's look at a third kind. There are words which end in, let's say, ch, j, and some other words like HORSE, horse, WATCH, watch, CHURCH, church, JUDGE. Now these are words ending in ch, j, and words like horse, HORSE. When we add the plural morpheme S to these, how do we pronounce that plural morpheme? We say watches, judges, churches. So IZ, the sound is IZ, although the plural morpheme is the same, it is S. But the sound is IZ. Now all these three sounds belong to the same family. And the head of that family is the S plural morpheme. But the sounds are all different. So although they have the same identity, they belong to that same family and they do the same role, the function is the same. They make the words plural, the pronunciation is differing. So these three will become allomorphs. They are allomorphs for that plural morpheme S. Since we are talking of plurals, let us look at two other minor things. It is not that all nouns are made plural by adding S. Yes, these three are allomorphs for that morpheme S, plural morpheme. But suppose we look at some words like, let's say, man, which becomes plural. You remove the vowel A and you replace it with E. So man becomes men. Woman, singular, becomes women because WOMAN, you remove the A and you're inserting an E. Woman becomes women. Or you have foot, FOOT, and you remove OO and you put EE, it becomes feet. Tooth, teeth. Mouse, MOUSE, you remove the vowels OU and you put I and then you make that C. Mice, MICE. These are examples of replacive morphemes. This is for making the word singular to plural. We are replacing the vowels with other vowels. So this is another form in which words become plural. And there is another kind which we call the zero morph. What is zero? See, you have deer, DEER. We don't say deers, we say deer. Singular, deer. Plural, deer. Furniture, furniture. So, those words which remain the same. Sheep, sheep. They remain the same in their singular form and they remain the same in their plural form. They are examples of zero morph or null morph, N-U-L-L. So this is as far as the allomorphs and the plural morphemes are concerned. Let's take a brief look at what compounding is all about. What is this term? Compounding in grammar means putting together words. So we use words like, let's say, cold coffee. Cold is an adjective. It describes what kind. Coffee is a noun. So you have a combination of an adjective and a noun. Cold coffee. Black board. Black is an adjective. It describes. Board is a noun. Or you have hot dogs. Hot is an adjective. Dogs, noun. So, compounding could happen in one of many ways. I just gave you an example of a combination of an adjective and a noun. You could have a combination of a noun and a noun. For instance, you have teapot. Tea is a noun and pot is a noun as well. Classroom. So, these are examples of a noun and a noun. You may have other words. You say input, output, in, out. These are known as prepositions. So, input, output. They have a set of complicated rules. In some cases they are prepositions. If they are followed by nouns, if they are not, then they are adverbials. But you need not go into all that. Just for morphology, this much is enough, that you have what is commonly recognized as a preposition, without going into technicalities, commonly recognized as preposition followed by a verb. Input, output. So these are again examples of compounding. You can have other combinations, adjective, red hot, white hot. So compounding is basically a matter of putting words together to form new words. They could be a combination of two words. They could be a combination of more than two words. Nevertheless, nonetheless, New Year's Eve. You can have many of these words coming together, but this is the meaning of the term compounding.